Hey, I'm Dale Ferguson with Hunter Cattle Company. Our family raises 100% grass-fed beef and pastured pork.
Welcome to this episode of Katy on the Farm. We're in Brooklet, Georgia at Hunter Cattle Company, where they raise 100% pastured beef and grass-fed pork. Come along while we check out this family farm. I'm here at Hunter Cattle in Brooklet, Georgia, where I'm going to meet with Dale Ferguson to talk about their farm and everything they're doing on their 300-acre operation. Oh, here comes Dale now. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
It's good to see you. Thank you for having us out.
Good to see you too.
Have a seat. Let's talk.
All right.
All right. So this is beautiful.
Thank you.
And but you haven't been here all that long.
Only 15 years.
All right. Well, that's a while.
Yeah.
How did you land out here?
Well, for years, I worked out of Savannah, Georgia, and always wanted to get back out into the country. And finally, once Anthony and Kristen was old enough, starting their own families, and they wanted to have their families out in the country as well, we all gathered up and moved out here on the farm.
That sounds nice. So
Yeah.
you have 3 generations growing up out here right now.
That's right.
And
When we moved out here 15 years ago, Riley, our oldest grandson, had just been born.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a pleasure and a blessing to see, you know, all these boys grow up. And finally, we got us a granddaughter too.
you have how many grandsons?
10 grandsons.
And you finally got a girl.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I bet she'll outride all the boys one day.
She probably will.
That's been my experience. Hi, I'm Katy Rogers. I hope you'll be right back after this message to join me. Tell me, I can see a lot out here, and you guys have a really great tour that you can take. Can you tell me a little bit about the different facets of the operation?
Yeah. Well, first off, our primary production that comes off of this farm is producing grass-fed beef and pastured pork. So on the tours, people get to go see some cows and see some pigs. We also have our laying hens out here and some turkeys, some peacocks that people get to see as well, because we like to eat our own eggs and sell some eggs as well. We have our gardening. People get to go out to the gardens and the orchards. Our grandsons, who you'll get to talk to today or already have, but they are wonderful workers. Even though some of them aren't even teenagers yet, they can outwork a lot of people these days. But we have fruit trees, nut trees. We just do a little bit of everything, trying to be a self-sustainable farm for our family, and then produce products that other people really enjoy and want to eat as well.
That sounds nice. So you're 100% grass-fed? Is that how this works?
100%, which means we don't ever feed them grain.
Okay.
And from the science of it, they say that that is more nutritious and better for us as far as consuming it. But the cows have more vitamins and all the various things. So we do it 100% grass-fed, never contain them in feedlots, and same way with our pigs. Now they do get some supplemental grain, but they are pastured pigs as well.
That's neat, and I've seen them eat some of the extra produce coming out of the garden too, so I bet that's some flavorful meat.
Yes.
All right, so how many of you are here?
Well, we've got me and my wife, my youngest son, Hunter, who we named the farm after. He works here on the farm. We've got our oldest son, Anthony, and his wife, Beth. They have 4 boys, Riley, Daniel, Liam, and Jacob. And then we have Kristen and Sean, and they have Forest, Bear, Canyon, Trail, and Meadow Bloom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's, I don't know, add that up, maybe 17 of us out here, something like that. And all of us work on the farm. We do, the old saying, behind every farmer is a wife that works in town. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard all kinds of jokes about second incomes and primary incomes.
Well, thankfully for Anthony and Kristen, their spouses bring in extra income for their household. So the farm life is relatively hard, not going to get rich in it, but we love it. We love the lifestyle. We like, we like everything about it. And thankfully they like it as well. The grandkids do. We enjoy having people come out here. The reason we have tours, when I wanted to move out onto a farm, it was because I remembered my grandparents and how much I loved going and visiting them. And my dad ended up buying his own little farm. And so it's in my blood. And just to teach my kids, teach our grandkids what it's like to produce food. And we enjoy having people come out here to learn that as well and to see how it's done.
I think it's great that you're showing people how this is done. Now, when you bought the property, it wasn't already in pasture, right? You were starting really from the ground? From the ground
up. Well, the only thing on this farm was dirt and a tobacco barn. So we planted all the grass. We put in all the fences, the corrals, the buildings, everything. I had worked in tobacco when I was growing up, the way it was done old time, where you rode up underneath and picked the leaves and handed them up to the stringers and hung it up into the barn. So we wanted to preserve that. And one of our barn lofts that we have that people come and stay in is preserved so people could see, the old style of the way tobacco used to be raised. But we had to plant and do everything here, put in the roads, put in the wells, the water lines, everything. And it took me 1 year, and we all moved out here in 1 year. So that was a great day.
Yeah, I imagine. And was it easy to get pastures established out here?
We've got great soil here. Matter of fact, when put the contract on the land and was talking to the surveyor who lives in the county. He said that this is some of the best dirt in the county.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the pastures took on and did real well. It wasn't a couple of years after being here that we bought our first animals and cows, and we went to work.
Nice, nice. So how many head do you have out here of cattle?
Right now we have about 100. We can have up to a couple of hundred. We have partnering farms that grow with us, and we have another herd with another farmer as well, because our production of grass-fed beef has outrun us. So when we started selling more, we had restaurants calling us and wanting more grass-fed beef. We started partnering with other growers as well to raise them with the same protocol, 100% grass-fed, and it's working out real well.
Wow, and you do on-site processing as well?
Yes, we do.
All right.
My oldest son, Anthony, and of course, he has his help as well, and Hunter goes in there as well, but we take the whole carcasses of the beef and the pork in, and they cut them up. Great pork chops and sausages, award-winning sausages. We've won 2 awards for 2 of our sausages, our fresh pork and our hot Georgia night. And he also cuts up the beef. We've got our ground beef that we sell to restaurants, and they win awards. So,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and we also won an award for our grass-fed New York strip steak. So, yep, we produce that right here on the farm.
That's wonderful. And folks can buy that in your farm store?
Sure can.
And so what's your address, or how do people get your products?
We are at 934 Driggers Road, Brooklet, Georgia, 30415. And if anybody wants to come out here, look us up on our website, huntercattle.com, because that'll keep you from getting lost.
It's a sign of a good farm is when you need directions to get there, or you'll get lost on GPS. Yeah, no, I agree with that. All right, so there's so many tasks on a biodiverse operation like this. I mean, just where I'm sitting right now, I see chickens and horses in a processing shed, and you have all these people involved. What does no one want to be involved in? What does no one want to do? What's the worst chore out here?
Well, by the time Tuesdays finish up, none of the grandkids want to be in the garden that day because they work hard in it. To tell you the truth, we all count our blessings out here.
You got it covered.
Yes. I mean, the worst thing, well, I won't say the worst thing, but I have to travel a good bit, but I like to be here. So that's my worst thing, is actually when I'm not here.
Hi, I'm Katy Rogers. I hope you'll be right back after this message to join me. I'm here at Hunter Cattle, and I'm with 3 representatives of one of the 3 generations being raised up on this farm. Gentlemen, would you introduce yourselves?
My name is Daniel.
My name is Riley.
My name is Bear.
All right, Daniel, Riley, and Bear. And you all work here, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you work on the farm? All right, what do you do?
My favorite job here is probably the processing. I like to make the meat for everybody that likes to taste our 100% grass-fed beef. And I also like to cut it up and help my dad out.
Very cool.
And my favorite job is working the garden. So every Tuesday, my Uncle Benny comes out here and we plant okra, beans, corn, potatoes, a lot of different types, and then we water it and fertilize it.
My favorite job around here is the farm tours, showing kids around here from schools and letting them know what we do around here. And it's just really neat.
Yeah? Do you guys have a favorite place? Does anyone have a favorite place that they like to go on the farm?
Depends on the day. If it's real sunny, we like to play in the woods. And if it's the middle of the day, we sometimes even swim in the pond.
Now, do you all ride horses?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All 3 of you ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been riding your whole lives?
No, ma'am.
No.
We started about 2 years ago. And we've been just starting to ride. And now we're riding farm tours and just having fun with it.
That's very cool. And I know on the farm tour, people get to see you cutting the cattle.
Yes, ma'am. So during the farm tours, we herd the cows from a different field, and then once they're in that field, we turn them back around into another field, and the kids can see our whole herd of cattle.
That's really cool. Were your horses cutting horses when you bought them, or are they learning along with you?
No, ma'am. Most of our horses we got from rescues, and we had to train them, and it's really fun to train them because they get to know you, and you have this relationship, and it's just really awesome.
Horses are absolutely about relationships, aren't they? Well, I really appreciate you guys being part of everything today and helping us out and everything that you're doing here on the family farm. And I think we're going to go out and see the rest of the place right now. Thank you for sharing with us.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so 15 years ago, you come out here and you had to learn how to farm. How did you do that?
Well, the first thing I did was meet all my neighbors who had been doing this their whole lives.
Smart.
Really got to know them well, and we have some of the greatest neighbors in the world here. I joined the Georgia Cattlemen Association and went to every meeting I could go in to learn as much about cows. Even though my dad had bought a few cows when I was a teenager, I really didn't learn it. So I had to learn it as an adult. But we, like the first time we had a cow giving a calf, we didn't know what was going on. And after about an hour of the hoof sticking out, we had to call him and ask him what to do. So we didn't even know what to do. But we've learned, everything. It's been very helpful that since then, something called the World Wide Web has taught us a lot that I've learned how to get on. But it's just been trial and error and learning from people that we've got to know that do it their whole lives. I remember talking to Hank Knight. I don't know if I should say his name or not, but I remember talking to one of my neighbors and telling him about how beautiful it was out here, and he said, "Well, Dale, I've been living out here all my life, and I don't think about it that way." He, I wake up every morning because of the fact that I wanted to be out here for over 40 years. I wake up every morning loving it, and even though we've had so many struggles and hardships, going through the recession, right when we was really getting things rolling, that hurt us a lot. But we've learned, just by pushing and struggling. And the good thing about it is, and the way that we've been successful with it, is because of my family and how dedicated they've been. My oldest son, Hunter, my oldest son, Anthony, he's actually been working with me ever since he's been out of school, same way I did with my dad. And he has been steady the whole time. He's learned how to do everything, which he already, in working in the construction business, knew HVAC, plumbing, electrical, low voltage. Everything, framing, building houses, everything we've done here, we built ourselves. And, him having that knowledge and dedication to build this farm has been great.
Hi, I'm Katy Rogers. I hope you'll be right back after this message to join me.
My daughter, Kristen, she is a very social person, and I hope you get to meet her. But she is a very good communicator. She's very well with human resources and helping hire and maintain our employees and keep them happy and put them in the right places that they can help us. She's very good at the agritourism teaching. She's got a degree from Armstrong with education, and she loves teaching kids and adults, everything about agriculture. My youngest son, Hunter, he is a workhorse. He is he got fourth in the state in wrestling twice, so he knows what it is to do hard work.
Right.
And he's constantly keeping all the trees and the gardens watered, planting trees, planting things, the vermiculture, creating great soil that's very nutritious for our farm, keeping the animals going. So between those 3 children, then I had to add my wife in there. My wife, she's kind of like keeps everybody straight. Mainly between me and my kids, because that was a very big dynamic, going from being dad to business partners.
I'm sure.
And learning that they are quite capable of doing everything, and I didn't have to be in the middle of everything.
Oh, that's
so
great.
My wife has been very good at helping me with that, and but she'll cook for hundreds of people. Yeah. She knows, she's put on banquets for weddings, events where people come out here and eat on the farm and get to see everything. For all the students coming out here, we'll have a couple hundred of them at a time, and we'll have a couple of hundred burgers and sausage dogs to cook. And
Nice.
so she keeps everything going.
That's fantastic. Tell us, what's your website?
HunterCattle.com.
And there's booking information, tour information on there.
That's right.
Information about getting your products and how to get here.
That's right. They can book tours, reunions, birthday parties. They can buy our meats. We have an online store where we ship our meats out as well. We've got a new line of our tallow, 100% grass-fed tallow bar soaps.
Oh, neat.
Yep. So, and people saying it is wonderful for their skin. So we try to do everything sustainable and everything that comes off the farm without wasting. Even the bones. We sell the bones from our grass-fed beef that is good for your health. Making bone broth is. We even sell, to dog food people. So we try not to have any waste out here. And even like I said, from the garden, if we let a squash grow too big, that squash goes to the pigs, It doesn't get wasted.
It's a great cycle.
Yes,
it really is. Good. We like to see that. We like to see the zero waste. That's wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you having us out today. Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to us, Dale.
Nice talking to you too.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Katy Rogers. I hope you'll be right back after this message to join me. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Katy on the Farm here in Brooklet, Georgia at Hunter Cattle Company, where 3 generations are raising 100% grass-fed beef and natural pork products on 300 acres. It was so exciting to meet the family and to see everything they're doing here, especially to watch the grandchildren cutting cattle. We hope that you'll join us again for the next episode of Katy on the Farm.